Good day and greetings from the Great White North. My name is Prickly Poo and welcome to day 345 of a year of change. What a day. Yesterday went to hell all the way around. It started out bad and it just continued bad throughout the rest of the day. So originally today I was going to tell you about, because I had mentioned it yesterday, about my weigh-in. So we'll start with that, because overall this is just just a bad day. So we shall share. To start out, I did my regular weigh-in yesterday, as I normally do, usually around 9 in the morning. The week before I had done it after I did my treadmill. This week I did it before my treadmill, and I just I slept in a little bit anyway, so I was only up for a bit, and I thought, okay, I'll do my weigh-in now. So I did my weigh-in. Now last week when I did it, I had just hit under that severe and regular obesity thing, so I was at 236. So I thought, okay, good enough. I know that, I've been doing really well this week. I've been exercising. I exercised every day. I got back to my vigorous exercise, and I had been under every day as well. So my diet was good. My exercise was good. So I thought I'm going to be making some progress. So weighed myself 3 times, and the numbers were 236, 235.8, and 235.8. Which is really frustrating. So I thought, okay, maybe there's something that's not quite right. So I did it again. Sure enough, 236 was the highest number. So I made 0 progress during the week. Now, normally, of all the times to hit a plateau, this is the worst time, because I really wanted to end this month. I wanted to sort of start strong, but I wanted to end it on a high note. And of course, the first thing I thought of was, on Saturday when I had mentioned about the water thing, I started just guzzling water like crazy, and in my head I'm going, it's water weight. It's not. I've hit a plateau, which is horrible. The worst possible time to do it. So at least the one thing is that I had been sort of flipping back and forth going, am I going to hit that 100-pound mark? Am I going to have to do something a little extreme to do that? I thought, well, no, I might make it if I have 4 weeks where I can lose some weight. So I know that's right out the window. Unless something drastic happens, that's gone. So it's a little bit of a relief, but it's really frustrating, especially at this stage when you think, okay, well now I'm actually eating properly the same way that I was before, and I started in on my exercise properly again. I had 7 full days of exercise, so that was great. 0 progress whatsoever, which is really, really, really frustrating. But on top of that, all day yesterday I had a craving. And I knew it was going to be bad because actually over the past couple of days, I've been having weird dreams. And not weird, creepy, normal, sexy, pervy dreams, but actual food dreams. And you don't often get those unless it's sort of like the start of a diet thing. But for me, it was really odd because I haven't had those if ever, during this year that we've been doing this, I haven't had those in a tremendously long time. Long enough I can't remember, and I honestly don't know if I ever have. But I had this weird dream that there were these little orangey cakey things, and I started hiding food and, binging in my dream and everything else. And just sort of going back to that old, oh no, I won't eat any, I'm fine. But then as soon as no one's looking, you're just and you're eating as much as you can. Which is generally how I would eat anyway. I wouldn't eat in front of people, but when I got home, then I would just binge. And in my dream, it was the same way. So I woke up, and that made me all angry and paranoid and everything else. So, of course, for part of me was thinking, I get a rough couple of days coming. I know it's ahead. So yesterday, I had a craving all day for, of all things, Caesar salad. Couldn't think of the name of it for a second there. So I went, you know what? I know it's not good. I know it's not, if, of all salads, it's by far the worst one that you can think of. So, but I thought, you know what? I'm going to get the stuff, make myself, and have a great big Caesar salad. So anyway, went to the grocery store, got all the stuff, made the Caesar salad. Everything was good. And then I decided to enter it in and didn't quite take into account just how bad Caesar salad dressing is. It is insanely bad. So as I'm putting all the stuff in, I had already had breakfast, so this was for lunch. Put in, okay, well, I'm going to add this and this and this and this and this, and then the sauce. And it just, I was over my calories by lunchtime, which just, damn it. So on top of everything else, then the day was just like, boop, nope, you're over already. It's noon and you're over. Goodbye. You can't have anything else for the rest of the day. It's going to be terrible. So, and I still have a ton of it left. I still have a whole bunch of Caesar salad left. And I know that it's, if I want some, I'm going to have like a little tiny handful. And that'll be it. It's the sauce that does it. Because I bought too much sauce to begin with. So I dumped all that in, threw in a whole bunch of baby spinach, and a whole bunch of lettuce, and celery, which I will complain about the prices on that tomorrow. So threw all the stuff in. Cheese, bacon bits, all the good stuff that's in there. Not croutons, because I don't like croutons, never have. Because bread is either too hard and crunchy and gross, or it's too soft and squishy and gross. So I never do those. But it's the sauce itself that it's almost 100 calories per tablespoon, which is, it's more than just plain butter. It's so much worse. And I knew it was bad, but I didn't really look at it until after everything was all done and I had already eaten it. Otherwise I probably, I don't know if I would have just gone, okay, well then I can't buy as much. I have to have like really, really light dressing. But yeah, overdid it on the dressing, obviously. So over my calories for yesterday. But I think it's important at this point, as angry and frustrated and as much as I just want to go, oh, the day's gone, fine. It could have been much, much worse. When I was in the store, I'll bitch about this tomorrow as well. They had every bad thing on sale that I could have easily gone over with that. And I know going over is going over, but and the sauce itself, it's got a lot of sugar, a lot of sodium, a lot of fat, all the bad stuff is in there. But if I'm going to go over with something, I would much rather it be because of a Caesar salad than cakes and cookies and donuts and chips and all the other stuff. And I know it's not much of a difference there, but in my head, at least it is. But as angry and just frustrated and other words that I felt, it's just, that was yesterday. It's not today. So, and this is going to happen from time to time when, in this case, it was just me being stupid and going, oh, I'm just going to indulge myself and have what I want for the day. But there are going to be those moments when we do it with cakes and cookies and all the other bad stuff that we know that we shouldn't have. We have those moments where we have cheat days. And here I am going on and on and on for the past few days going, oh, it's those days are behind us where, we probably won't be running into those again where we have really bad cravings. Although the craving was for salad. So I don't know if that makes it any better. In my head it does, but calorie-wise, still very bad. Still went way over. So combining that with not making any progress, which is exceedingly frustrating, especially, when you work so hard for that week. And again, in my head, I'm thinking, well, I drank a tremendous amount. I went back to my 2 liters, at least 2 liters on Saturday, and, did the same yesterday. So thinking, well, maybe it's because I've got all this extra water and then add in all the sodium from this and that. And it's just as many excuses as I can think of, but hitting a plateau at this point is going to be really, really frustrating, but I'm going to stick with it. I don't want to get to a point where I'm just saying, well, I need to continue to lose weight right up to the last day. If I hit a plateau, then I hit a plateau. We've all done it. We know what it's like. We know that eventually it does drop off and we start picking up again. It's just usually it's a matter of us trying to figure out, okay, what can I tweak a little bit here? Have I done something wrong? Am I, not counting this or this or this? It's just really, really bad timing all the way around. And those are the moments when we're going to want to say, you know what? Fuck it. I'm done for the day. And it would have been very easy for me to say, you know what? I'm over for the day. I hadn't even done my treadmill at that point. So it was, you know what? I'm done. I'm over, so I might as well go way over and then have the cookies and the cakes and all the other stuff. But instead, it's no, I'm over now because I had my regular breakfast and my weekday breakfast. Didn't even have like a weekend thing. I still had my regular old man cereal, and then had a large salad for lunch. And that's what put me over was the sauce. Without the sauce, the sauce itself was 1,500 calories to give you an idea. Yeah. So, because basically I dumped in the whole thing and mixed everything up, and it's in this great big bowl, and then I probably had about a third of it. So I just assumed that I've eaten about a third of the sauce as well. And it was way too much. So, in my head I'm thinking, well, it's not quite a third, but I mixed it that way, so that's what I'm counting. But yeah, when I started adding everything in there, and I was like, ew, that's a lot. 1,500 calories in one meal. Oops. And that's what put me over. So everything else beyond that, like even the lettuce and the spinach, it just kept getting higher and higher and higher, and you're just, shit, this is a really, really bad day. But if you're going to go over, then I suppose going over with salad is better than going over with cake. I don't know if it is, to be honest with you. Obviously in that case, if you're going, I don't know, if you have to ask, then probably, no, it's pretty much the same. But at least I'm getting fiber and vegetable stuff, even though it's coated in Caesar salad sauce. But those are the moments when, you are going to get frustrated and you're going to want to say, you know what, the day's over, screw it, I can do whatever I want for the rest of the day. This is my cheat day. And I did not do that. I didn't just say, the hell with it. I did have dried mango. So I did a little bit. I won't lie. I did in the interest of full disclosure, I did have dried mango, which is very high in calories anyway. But I didn't just say, you know what, I'm going to go and have, this is the day that I'm over now, so I'm going to get junk food and, chips and cookies and cakes and everything else. Didn't buy them, didn't go back out to get more. I was like, you know what, nope, had some more salad, which is probably not a good idea. So my calories for yesterday are so yeah, too much. Trying to think of something like astronomical or through the roof or off the scale, whatever you want to say, but yeah, too many numbers on it is all it is. But it's, again, that was yesterday. That's not today. And if we have moments like that, which are going to happen from time to time, at least I can say it could have been much, much worse. It was still very, very bad. I'm not sort of trying to sugarcoat that. It was very, very bad. Should not have happened. Just no excuses, no reasons, nothing. But again, and although it may set me back for this week, I can't imagine one day like that is going to completely undo everything. But where I'm at a plateau, that's not a good point to be in. But today, again, going to have regular food, do my treadmill. This is a vigorous exercise day. So just getting back on track to the way that I was just the day before yesterday. And all I can do is chalk yesterday up to a loss. That's all it is. And one day is not going to kill us. It's not going to make or break what we're trying to do. Yesterday we were talking about looking ahead a year. So having this one day where I ate way, way, way too much salad is not enough for me to say, you know what, obviously this weight loss thing didn't work. So it's really tempting to do that. Not just to say I'm quitting altogether, but just to sort of throw in the towel for that day and say, you know what, enough is enough. I don't want to do this. This day I've chalked this one up to a loss, and then start binging and have like a true binge. Our binges now are a little bit different. Even with the salad, I still have a whole bunch of it left. Normally that would have been completely gone anyway, even on a health food binge. So I just can't eat as much as I used to on a binge, which is always a good thing. But it can get a little bit frustrating. There's the cat going in the litter box again. Really annoying sound. And they'll do that for the next half hour because for some reason they can't just scoop it, poop it, and then cover it up. They have to cover it up 8,000 times. Anyway, so ignore that noise for the time being. Sorry. But I've lost my train of thought now because of cat scratchings and everything else. Stay on target. I guess that's the only real message I have for this. We are going to run into days like this where we have, just a really bad day all the way around. Whether it's like this where you notice it after the fact and go, shit, I should be paying attention beforehand. Whether it's something where you know that you're going to be going over just because of how the day's been progressing. And so you try to do the best that you can with it. Just don't sabotage yourself. Don't get to that point where you think, well, you know what? I'm over now anyway. I'm over 300 calories. I might as well have that cake and then have nachos and hot dogs and bacon and eggs and pancakes and everything bad that you haven't been able to have for such a long time. Because aside from just sort of setting us back, we know that feeling of disappointment that we feel in ourselves and that self-loathing that comes back after we're done. We go, you piece of shit. What did you eat all that stuff for? You know that you didn't eat it. You've ruined everything for this week, which is just going to make us feel bad, and chances are we're going to eat again. So in a situation like this, like I've had, again, that was yesterday. That's not today. Today, I'm just going to do what I was doing on Saturday and Friday and Thursday and Wednesday and get back into what I should be doing and when I'm supposed to be exercising, what I'm supposed to be eating, things like that. Yeah, I had a rough day, a really rough day. But, and according to my dream, it could have been much worse. I could have been hiding food. I could have had like a lot of orangey cakey things. I don't even know where that's coming from. There was a thing at work a few days ago where they had little orange chocolatey things, which I'm not a big fan of, a mixture of chocolate and orange thing. But I'm thinking that's probably part of it, which I did not have any. Don't worry. But it's at work. I'm not going to take what someone's brought to work and God knows if they put into it or sneezed on it or like wiped their nose or other body parts and then fingered it and was like, oh, which one of these can I have? Slurp, slurp, slurp. So yeah, don't eat stuff at work. It's just gross. But just the dream itself was kind of weird because it was just me dreaming about my old eating habits more than anything, more than, the actual food itself. It was just those, I don't know, the way that I used to be. Just, never eat in front of anyone, come home, eat as much as I possibly can, and then, hate myself and pretend like, oh, no, it's fine. I couldn't possibly have any. And then as soon as they turn their back, you're just and eating 6 or 7 of them at a time. That bothered me more than, actually going over yesterday. So, but again, it was a dream. Didn't actually happen. So I'm okay. So when we run into situations like this, where we have a really, really bad day like this, just accept it. So you know what? Yes, it was a really bad day. Haven't had one in months. It's okay. I'm still on track with what I'm doing. It's probably going to set me back, especially for this week where I've hit a plateau, which is really frustrating, which may have contributed to it, but I don't think it did. I was angry yesterday anyway, before that went over, and then after I went over, it just made it worse. So, but it's not enough to make me give up. It's not enough for me just to say, enough is enough. This isn't working. This is bullshit. I'm at a weight where I'm fine. I can just do, whatever I want at this point. I do want to keep on going, and you should too. As we hit these little, bumps in the road, we're going to get hit with plateaus. We're going to have days where we go over. We're going to have days where we have just insane cravings, and sometimes we're going to indulge in them, and sometimes we aren't. But overall, we're going to keep on doing what we're doing, and it is going to be successful because we know that it works. We know that it's worked up until this point, so there's no reason to think that it won't continue on. Now, these last couple of weeks, when we're finishing out the year, it would be really disappointing if I ended this just plateaued for the next 2 or 3 weeks. But if that's what happens, then that's what happens. I know that eventually it will drop off again. I'll start losing. Ideally, I would like to make some progress, especially during the last week, just sort of end everything on a very positive note and say, okay, here's my grand total of how much I've lost. But for right now, for this week, I'm sort of stuck. So I just need to not get to a point where I'm thinking I'm going to be stuck this way forever and then feel shitty and then eat shitty and not do my exercise and then just make it worse by looking down at the scale and finding that the number's gone up instead of staying where it is. And it may be that the water thing is contributing to it, that because I drank a whole bunch of it. So, I want to keep that going throughout the week. And if that means that there is going to be a bit of a change there, or that's the reason why I'm just going to stay until my body gets used to taking in the water again and then starts losing weight, so be it. As long as I'm healthy and things are continuing on the way that I want them to, I don't want to go to any extremes and take the last 2 or 3 weeks and just go absolutely insane in an effort to lose weight or to hit, a treadmill, I was going to say, a milestone. There we go, to hit that 100-pound goal. I think I've sort of chalked that up to that's not going to happen. It'd be really nice if it did, but I don't think it is. But for right now, I understand, okay, I've hit a bit of a plateau. I'm going to keep on going. Yesterday, just chalk it up to a loss. That was my bad day. So the next few weeks, terrible timing, I know, but the next few weeks will be good. So we'll continue doing what we're doing. We'll continue, our exercise, eating properly and everything else. The plateau will come off. It always does. And it's just, I just don't need to contribute to it any more than I have. So anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about today. When I mentioned it yesterday and I was just all grumpy and so frustrated, and then things got so much worse. But there you go. That's much better than it could have been. I could have just come back and said, I ate 5 donuts and I had 2 pizzas and 3 plates of nachos and my cat. So, of all things, I think salad's probably a little bit better. Maybe it's just an excuse in my head because a calorie is sort of a calorie when it comes to stuff like the sauce and things like that. But in my head, I just think, it could have been much, much worse. Not by a lot, but a little bit. But For now, I'm going to keep on going the way that we're going, and we should stay on track. So for now, though, I am going to leave this video here. So thank you very much for watching. If you liked it, please poke the like button for me. And in the meantime, keep yourself warm and fuzzy, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.